West Orlando WordPress Meetup Group. I'm Rob Watson, a co-organizer and host. West Orlando WordPress is an official WordPress Meetup group and is affiliated with the main WordPress Orlando and WordCamp US Meetup groups. Discover the power of schema markup and learn how to boost your WordPress website's search engine visibility. Tonight, we'll explore, and John Bendever explains the ins and outs of schema integration from setup to implementation to help you unlock your website's full potential and attract more traffic. John Bendever is a husband, father, passionate hockey fan, and creative director at Local Marketing Pros based in Lakeland, Florida. When he's not with his family or cheering for his beloved Tampa Bay Lightning, he dedicates his time to helping small businesses streamline their local marketing efforts through clear branding, local marketing strategies that drive results, and stunning websites that convert. At this point, I'd like to invite everyone to mute their microphones for the presentation. And John, thank you for being our presenter this evening. The time is now yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Glad to be here. Awesome. So thank you everybody for being here. Excited to share something that isn't talked about very often and something that can really help our websites, which is schema. And we're going to go through what schema is, the benefits of it. So what do we get out of putting the time and effort into it? The types of schema markup. So there's not just, schema that goes on a page. There's multiple types of it. How to add schema markup to WordPress. There's a few different ways to do it. The top plugins to do it if you decide to use a plugin, our tips and best practices for deploying it. And right after that, we'll actually do a demo where I'll go into one of our sites and set up schema that is not currently on a website. And then we will do a Q&A. So what exactly is schema markup? Schema is actually how I describe it to new webmasters and small business owners plainly is it's code that Google and Yandex and Bing and Yahoo all got together and said, how do we give webmasters and web designers directive on how to tell us what their website's about and give us a really quick summary about their website so that we can judge it and rank it inside search engines and other areas on the web. So it basically makes their job more efficient when our websites get spidered by their search engines and allows us to designate what's on our website. So if you're a food blogger, you can have recipes on there. Podcasters can have video and audio markup. Businesses can have business markup, all kinds of things that let them know what we do and how we do it quickly and easily on our websites without them having to spend a lot of resources and time on spidering every single page and every piece of content. So the benefits of markup is some of what I was just talking about. It's enhanced search engine visibility. It allows you to have more in the search engines. I'll have a couple of examples on the slides right after this. So we were able to have stars and things like that. Increased click-through rates. So if somebody sees more information than just your link for the title and a short description of your website, they're more likely to click through and see if you've got a product on the page and they can see the price, they see reviews, things like that. They're more likely to pick your link over a competitor's link. The search engines and your users understand your content better, so you can give them a quick highlight. And some of that is included with social media. So you can have Open Graph, which tells Facebook or Twitter or any of the other sites that we can share our websites on. It gives them the right image to use, the right title. All of those things are part of the schema markup as well. Believe it or not, it gives you a significant competitive edge if you take the time to deploy schema on your website, even if you do it incorrectly. I like to say that 50 to 80% of what the search engines want is 100% awesome, because you're doing what your competitors and other websites may not be doing, and that gives you a significant edge, because we all know when we make Google's job easier or any of the search engines easier, they give us more of a benefit in their index than people that don't. And then most recently, with the emergence of voice search, your schema markup is actually used by Apple, Google Maps, Wave, and some of those others, as they spider, the Google results or Bing results, whatever they use for their index, they use that for voice search. So it allows you to show up in voice search as well. Some examples of what Schema looks like for different applications. I don't have any affiliation with Rank Math. I'm going to talk about them a lot because they're one of the leaders in Schema, in the plugins that they have. And they had some great examples on a link that I'll share later as well with a blog post that they have. So a lot of the reference that I have will be with Rank Math, but I have no affiliation with them. Actually don't even use them as our primary Schema, but this is from their blog post. And it shows what Schema would look like when you probably have it deployed on your website with a great title that is catchy for the user, a great description that explains exactly what the page is about. And we can even see here that they have a 4.9 rating with over 2,000 votes, which is part of the Schema markup that you can deploy for each of your websites. The next example would be for a recipe. So say you're a food blogger, or you're a cook, or maybe even sell cookbooks or something like that. You're able to define that you have a recipe on that page. That allows it to be in the food area section. You have this beautiful image at the top of Google when somebody's searching, in this case for chili. So it allows you to really highlight the content on that particular page. This would be for e-commerce or shopping. So if you're using WooCommerce or Ecwid or another one of the WordPress plugins, you can signify and be indexed for Google Shopping or Bing Shopping and show an image of the product, the price of it. We can see on the middle product here where it shows 170 pounds that they're actually half off. So it's on sale. You can signify things like that. One of them shows reviews. So it also shows where they're being offered. So Shoptail, Google allows you to show your products in more places simply by offering the markup. Types of Schema markup. There are a lot, so I'm going to click through them and go through them pretty quickly. Organization is a little different than local business. It basically just says you're some sort of really high level organization. Could be a nonprofit, could be government entity, something like that. Local business is a step down from there, where you can actually signify with dozens of different categories. You can signify chiropractor, pediatrician, construction company, lawyer. There's dozens and dozens of different categories, so you can signify that. If for some reason your business isn't classified, what I normally tell someone to do is either choose professional service if you fit that category, or just local business if you serve your local community. You could be a person, influencer, a celebrity, something like that. You'll be able to help attract the right traffic to yourself by being able to be found by your name. Events, a big one coming up is Coachella. Everybody's talking about that. So they could have markup on their website, and in the search engines, they could offer things like ticket prices, accommodations, travel plans, all that stuff to make it easier to attend the event. We just saw product markup for sunglasses, but you can do it for everything from perfume, athletic gear, t-shirts, cars, all that fun stuff. Reviews is a really, really big one, especially for local businesses. I think all of us would agree that, when we're looking to do business for somebody that maybe we don't know, a good plumber in our area, maybe we just moved and we're looking for that plumber. If we had to compare a plumber that had 150 reviews to a plumber that has 8 and then one that has none, chances are, if the guy with 150 reviews has a decent rating, let's say it's 4.5 or 4 or higher, we're going to give him a call first. If he doesn't answer the phone for whatever reason, we're going to go down to the one with 10 or less. And the guy with 0 is probably going to be skipped, and we're going to keep on looking for somebody else. So reviews is really important, and this helps Google aggregate your reviews through your Schema markup. If you are a blogger, you like to write about technology, or maybe we have a lot of mom bloggers, we have a lot of food bloggers, travel bloggers. Here in the Orlando area, we have a lot of people that like to write about Disney, and they go to Disney every day and write about new food, new attractions, maybe some sneak peeks into enhancements to the different parks. They're able to designate that on their article as well with some schema. We already talked about recipes, showed an example of that as well. Maybe a job posting, that's a really big one, especially in trades industries now where it's so hard to find good talent. Having job posting schema would make their job listing on their website easy to find and has the opportunity to be picked up by some of the big job sites that spider for populating their directories. And then FAQ schema, which is a really big one for service companies and maybe even about products where somebody hasn't hired a plumber before and they're wondering how much a plumber might cost. How long does it take to fix a broken shower valve like I had last week? Different things to answer questions to get inbound leads to our websites. How do we add schema? There's a few different options. My least favorite is the manual implementation where you can actually go to Google has a site that has a JSON schema builder. There's a few other sites out there that will let you build schema for free. You copy and paste that into the header of your website and it's statically there. The next one would be use a plugin. That's my personal favorite. We'll go over a few options for that in just a few minutes. And then the next one would be Google Structured Markup Helper. That's probably the least favorite outside of the manual implementation. Google does a good job at a lot of things, but I really don't like their structured data markup helper. It's not really a creator, it's more of an editor. So maybe you want to change things manual a little bit. You can do it there, but again, it's a static tool, so you can't really manipulate a lot without some expertise in it. Schema plugins for WordPress. You'll notice that the most popular optimization plugin since I can remember, and I've been making WordPress websites since 2006, is not on the list. So I'll just mention it. Yoast SEO is not here because in my personal and professional opinion, it does a really poor job at schema. It gives you just a few options and doesn't allow you to designate without their premium upsell, which is expensive compared to people like Rank Math, All-in-One, SEO Press. Their schema options are very limited. So what I like about these schema plugins, Schema Pro does exactly what it says. It's the pro at just schema. So you would need another on-page optimization for SEO like Yoast or Rank Math or any of those. Rank Math is a great one, along with All-in-One and SEO Press Pro, Smart Crawl Pro. Those four particular plugins will allow you to do your metadata, so your meta title, meta description, your schema, and all the different kinds of schema. So you can do job listings, FAQs, all the ones we listed a few slides ago, as well as your open graph. So a little bit of extra code that would allow your website to appear properly on social media sites as well. But I'll run through the list just so it's in the audio. We have Schema Pro, Rank Math. There's also Rank Math Pro, which is very affordable for a single site. It'll be in the link that I share later. If you decide to get it, it's like $5 a month for a single blogger. I think it's $25 a month for an agency, and it goes up from there. All-in-One SEO, SEO Press Pro, Smart Crawl Pro, Schema and Structured Data for WP and AMP, WP SEO Structured Data Schema, and WordPress Review and Structured Data Schema plugin. So those were the top ones. I've only used up until number 5 myself, along with Yoast SEO, but doing some research for additional options, those 6, 7, and 8 came across on multiple blog posts from some of the sites that we all know and love. Tips and best practices. Choose the right schema type or as close to it as you possibly can. I mentioned earlier, if you're let's say that you're a pressure washer, and you're in the Orlando area, you're not really going to have a pressure washer category for your local schema. So I would just choose local service provider or local business. I apologize, local business. And then I would fill out the rest of the information after choosing that category. If you're a dentist or you're a nurse, rehabilitation center, there's all kinds of different categories. Choose the one closest to you or choose a general one so that you're not classified in the wrong classification. Let's see. Number 2, Definitely test your schema, make sure that it's appearing on the front end of your site. Some issues that may cause it not to appear properly would be caching. Perhaps there's a plugin conflict where it doesn't show on the front end. So a great tool to make sure it's actually showing after you put the work in is using Google Structured Data Testing tool. Keep your schema markup updated. If there's changes to your business, you change your address, you change your phone number, you add a new location, even adding a blog post. You don't want to do global schema for your blog post because each one is going to be unique. So you want to make sure that your schema markup tool is updated for each one of those blog posts, and it has the relevant information for that post. Something like your homepage, you shouldn't have to update too many times. But if you're adding a service page or you want unique schema for each service page, you definitely want to make sure you keep those updated as you change maybe pricing or your review numbers change, things like that. Be precise and accurate, and do your best not to leave anything blank. So if you go across the web and you count your different testimonials, and let's say you have 5 testimonials on Facebook and you have 11 unique on Google, and you've got a few on Yelp and you've got a few on Thumbtack, you can aggregate those and put those as your review markup on a page or a service. Just make sure you keep it updated as often as possible, and you don't want to pad the numbers by any means. You want to be as honest as possible. Don't spam or over optimize. This is a pretty common SEO theme. You definitely just want to err on the side of caution and err on the side of the user. Give the best user experience you can while still offering the SEO and schema optimization that you're looking for to increase your rankings. Let's see, a recap. So schema can significantly boost your WordPress website search engine visibility and increase your traffic. It probably takes, we're going to see in just a few minutes, it just takes a few minutes to apply it, say to your homepage. It would take a little longer for additional pages, but you definitely need to start implementing it. If you work with clients, I recommend highly that you at least do it for their homepage, and include things like their social links, and make sure that they're able to receive the benefit, at least on their homepage, for what you're doing. So let me go out of the full screen here, and we will go to, this is just a landing page website that we have for our agency. You can see that Rank Math is not installed. So I'm going to use the free version, and I'm just going to install it right for us. So it's here inside the discussion, and activate it. And it's literally a landing page website. So we're just going to do it for the homepage. And I do not have an account, so we can do that part too. I'm just going to use the famous Googles. All right, so I will just choose easy since we're doing a demo. If you already had a schema plugin or something on here, you can import. I don't really recall having SEO Press on here, but I am going to go ahead and let it import to see what it does. This is a small business site, and I'm going to choose professional service because that's the closest for me. There's not really web designer or marketing agency or anything like that. The official name of it, Septic Service Partners. I'm not going to give it an alternate name. Since it's part of our agency, I'll put Local Marketing Pros. Logo for Google. It's not the right size, but I'll choose that one. Default share image. Just do the septic truck. So I would normally follow the pixel guidelines, but for the sake of time in the demo, I'm just showing what the standard user would probably do. I could also crop this down to an actual logo. But again, just for the sake of time, showing what, again, 80% there is 100% awesome as opposed to not having it all. Let Rank Math have my life here. Did I have any of that? Yeah, I'll let it go there. So normally you'd go through here and connect your different websites. I'm going to connect Local Marketing Pros for now, because I'll be deleting this after it's done, after the demo's done. Save and continue. All right, go to dashboard. Now we can do the on-page schema here. So for local SEO, go to homepage. So we've got that set. Email, we'll do hello at septic service partners.com. We'll put in our agency address. We already chose professional service. I like the 12-hour format, so it's not confusing for me. And let's see, we'll do the hours. So we'll do 9 to, oops. If you have split hours, so maybe you're closed in the middle of the day, you can do 9 to 12 and then 1 to 4, 1 to 6, whatever it may be. And just what I recommend is making sure it matches your Google business profile so that you get the most benefit out of that as well. All right, customer service number. We don't have an about page. If we did, I would choose it. We don't have a contact page. It's at the bottom of the homepage. Don't need the maps key here. And I only have one, so I'm not gonna show it on the video. But I will go to latlong.net and get my coordinates. And description here, it says to separate it by a comma. So I have the comma in there, and I'll put the second one in and save my changes. And that takes care of our basic schema on the homepage. We also want to include the social media. So I'll just put our agencies. We don't really have a fan page for this particular site. So I'll put facebook.com/local marketing pros. Authorship, I guess, would be me. Skip those. I would normally add those, but I don't want to put those credentials here. Should be local. Somebody got my username before me, so it's no vowels in there. All right. So that does our social. That tells Google what other properties we have out there inside of the schema. It tells them where we're located and what kind of organization we are. And if you wanted to set up things like the post, you could use their different options here. I guess they're placeholders. And if you set up a template like what's here, it will actually name that on the page and look like this, but it will match your homepage or your blog title plus your brand. You would have to fill in the excerpt on the blog post here, so it would make your default description populate, and then you would choose what kind of blog you have. So if you blog about books, if it's a course, all these different options are in here for your post types. It would also be for your page types, and you would just go through each of these options and finish your schema for each one of those. All right, looks like I talked a little bit fast, but that's it for me. I appreciate you guys being here to watch.
Thank you so much. This was a very informative presentation and demo, especially showing us how the how rank math works. But we definitely appreciate everything you've shown us here today. This is very, very informative.